Everybody, Thomas here. So nothing really special today, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut up different varieties of hardwood to be used throughout the shop in certain locations. So this is water oak, nothing special. However, I have the walls that I put up. I need to put a cap on top of all those walls to tie everything together. I figured, why not just, instead of using standard old pine, why don't I use something a little bit stronger? So when I have some excess, because I recently cut this off the property, we have some white oak. So I'm going to cut this into 6 by 1.5 inches, and we'll put this all across the top of the walls I have to tie everything in. Also, what I'll be cutting up today is I'll be cutting up some live oak to make some post pieces. I'll be cutting up some more hickory to make some beams, and some red oak. So a lot of my timber frame massive structure throughout the building is going to be made out of some interesting pieces of wood. So go big or go home. And also at the very top of the hickory post I have in the shop, which is that 14-foot long or 14-foot tall post, I was going to do my beams across and pine and scarf them together and inlay them into a notch. Well, I was looking at my pile over there. I might just use some water oak or red oak or something like that to give a little more strength and some character. Again, why not? This building's going to have all sorts of random wood and colors and tones all throughout it. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and do this via time lapse because I'm going to do a lot of cutting, and we'll see how it plays out. Thanks. Okay, we're towards the end of this little video I'm going to cut one more piece off this and have to come back to this later and everything. But this log right here is a hickory log. It is dry, it is hard. It was cutting very, very slow in those last few cuts. I just changed out the blade, so hopefully that'll help it run a little bit smoother. I also did take off the bark as it was going through. I was seeing sparks come off. It's not a good sign. There's dirt, mud, debris, and that was probably not helping when I was cutting those last few cuts. So we'll go ahead and do one more cut here. I'm just going to look for a piece for maybe some cutouts or something like that. Nothing special, but I want to go ahead and do another cut just to show you how this hickory cuts. And this is old hickory that I probably cut down like 2 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, I mean, it's super dusty and it's not a fun wood to cut. But here we go. cut pretty well. Got a new blade on there. I did hear a weird sound, but that weird sound was this section where the bark was, or the wood was kind of detached. Good hardwood. So this will be used in the shop to hold up kind of like the front side of the loft. I'll show here. I mean, there's a lot of sawdust on there, but you can see there's some nice kind of color and stuff going on there. But again, I apologize, I don't have the brush to brush that off right now. But yeah, hard wood to cut. But this piece right here is 13 foot long. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to cut it to yet. I'm just trying to get two flat edges kind of work with, and I think I might leave. I'm at 9 inches right now. I might actually just straight cut it in half, and then well, I'd take one side off first, then cut it in half. I might leave a live edge on something, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so I was cutting the hickory late afternoon 2 days ago. Long story short, I got tied up with some other things. I had to stop filming. And then it was really just slow cutting. I actually cut these up yesterday. It was just extremely slow cutting. I wasn't able to do that. But I got to show you what I've done thus far. So you saw me cutting some oak. It was water oak, it was red oak, and then it was hickory. The hickory, what we have right here, are 2x8s that are 13 plus foot long. Two of these I'm going to go ahead and use for the front face of the loft section in the building. And these, I'm hoping, I didn't take a picture when these were wet, but my goodness, they look amazing. I'm hoping I can actually take the video that I did, and I just didn't like the video, and maybe do a screenshot and put that in there just to show you these things were just beautiful. I also did cut a few other weird dimension boards and some live edge boards that I'll make benches and stuff like that. I think they're gonna be really pretty. I mean, but this hickory here, it is absolutely gorgeous. I just wish I could show you the color, and hopefully I'll figure out how to do that. But what we'll show you over here is what we're doing right now. So also yesterday, I made this framework for this 6x6. The 6x6 entryway here is made up of two 6x6s on the side that were 8 foot long, and then one on top, which is around 11 something foot long. The opening is 8 foot and not quite 8 foot tall. The reason it's not quite 8 foot tall is because I did some joinery, nothing for, you know, looking or show. But I actually left like these wooden dowels on top of these posts. I cut them down with the chainsaw and the circular saw, and then I have them recessed into the beam on top. It's really just to create like a resistance to shear right there. I wanted something that would not allow it to shear. And then I have these little brace pieces up there that are just there just to, when I was lifting this up with the tractor, for it to go on, you know, nice and smooth. So the bottom board right here, that's actually water oak, which the posts are water oak too. That was something I was cutting on the time lapse there. And also the cap that goes all the way around. The cap that goes all the way around is 1.5 by 6, and it does go all the way around. I've got little openings there because I had to figure out how to tie this in, and I'll talk to you that later on. Then we have, we'll go ahead and talk about this right here, the hickory post. That hickory post, that is going to match up where I'm going to put these hickory beams. So as you see, I've got that one section right there. I did the cuts with the circular saw, set my depth to 2 inches, actually a little bit more than 2 inches, just so I could, you know, have a nice flush look to it. And then on the sides here in the studs, I added these 2x6 oak pieces. Now this piece right here does not actually have the supports underneath of it, but that's what the actual 2x8s will sit on this side. They'll tie into the wall over here, and on the other side they'll tie in over here, and this is where I actually have the braces underneath of it as well. So again, that's 2x6 oak on top, and the braces I did out of pine. That should be ample enough support for this, I guess the front face of the floor. Now, what I did, you know, those who are scared or not wanting to see what I did with the chainsaw, I didn't show this on film, but once I did my cuts with the circular saw, I did a plunge cut with a chainsaw on the ladder. Yeah, I would not suggest doing that unless you are comfortable with a chainsaw. And it actually turned out pretty nice. You can see I actually was cutting on this side right here. It turned out pretty nice. It's not a perfect, you know, joint. And, you know, I didn't use a chisel. I'm kind of roughing this a little bit, but the chainsaw did great cutting through there. And all I have to do is hit that out with a hammer. In fact, let's see if I can do that on video real quick. Oh, don't fail me now. Sorry, let me get my hands up here. I haven't even tried to move this yet. Ta-da! That's a hunk right there. But as you can see, I did my center plunge cut. That went through, and then I went up and down from there. I'll have to take, looks like a little bit more off right there where it broke, but that should give me a nice, you know, surface to mount those beams on all the way across. Pretty much this right here, as well as the piece over there, that's at 8 foot 4 inches, which matches up, excuse me, with the top of that 2x6 right there. I don't know why I came up with 8 foot 4. Oh, sorry, bug flew in my mouth. I don't know why I came with 8 foot 4. It's what that turned out over there, so that's what this turned out over here. And the measurements and everything matched up, and it was looking level when I put the level on it. So, yeah, other than that, everything's going well. Been really busy with work. Busy around here on the farm, as always. Trying to figure out the next time we can go up to Tennessee. We're hoping here soon, because they just lifted some of our restrictions on leave and stuff like that, so that'd be cool. Also, let's see if I can get up here high enough, I'll show you. I did get the pool up. So if you saw the video with the tractor where I'm leveling off the ground, ta-da, the pool is up over there. And we have, I think it's roughly 5,000 gallons. It's a 16-foot diameter pool. Leveled it pretty well. I'm within about 3 inches of level. Not bad. Kids are absolutely enjoying it. In fact, I'll probably get in there later tonight. It's really cool to just sit there and watch the satellites overhead. But hey, again, I appreciate all the likes and subscriptions. If you have any questions or comments, don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. Oh, one other thing I'll talk about here. I did screw up right here. Whenever I was doing my cap around the top and everything, unfortunately, both my joints met up between these two studs right here. I'm gonna have to come back and I'll put a piece of 2x6 across that, and I'll hide my mistake. This is gonna be the loft area up here anyways. You won't even be able to see this from down below. So yeah, I'll hide my mistake, but I did screw up there. And then on the front here, this is, again, I'm gonna have like a king post come up. I'm thinking about using these 6x6 pine cants I have right here. They came out to be a weird dimension. They're like 7 foot long. So I really can't use them for anything else. They'll be a perfect application right here. It'll match up. And now I'll do some other weird stuff, but pretty much all over this building, I'm gonna have differing types of wood. And I can't wait till I start working on the walls, because that'll be interesting, because it'll be all different walls, wood and everything to be different colors. So yeah, stay tuned, more to come. We'll see you around. Thanks.